Hey, drone pilots. If you're not being found online, this is your shortcut to fixing that today. I'm going to walk you through setting up your Google business profile, a professional website, local citations, Facebook and Instagram, and then connecting it all into one central command station that can book clients for you, all on autopilot, even while you sleep. No fluff, no hype, just the exact steps I use in my own drone business, except you're receiving the optimized version, not having to do the struggle and missteps and errors yourself. And by the end of this video, you'll have an entire system ready to go. So grab a coffee, stay till the end, because if you miss even one step, you are leaving money on the table. Step one is going to be claiming your Google business profile. Ask yourself, if somebody were looking for the services you offer right now, would they be able to find you? If you haven't claimed and optimized your Google business profile, the odds are the answer is going to be no. So let's start here. So the first stop is the most powerful free marketing tool for drone pilots, which is Google Business Profile, formerly known as Google My Business. Doing this right is what puts you in the prime real estate online, the Google 3-pack, when someone searches drone photography near me or drone roof inspections, etc. So if you don't have one yet, go to business.google.com, as we see here. Click to add your business or start now. You'll have to sign in, then find and manage your business. Here you'll type in your business name, or you can add your business to Google if it's not being found automatically. So here I'll go through adding an example business. Let's say I want to call this Drones Missoula. The business category, we can always change that later. I would go with aerial photographer to start with. Now, as far as adding a location, I get this question a lot, because a lot of people just have a service area. You don't necessarily want to put in your personal address, especially if you're not using that as a home office. So for the sake of demonstrating how to do a location instead of having a brick and mortar, which is simpler, let's go ahead and search no. Where do you want to serve your customers? So we'll say Missoula. And I'll add a few more areas that I would want to show up in search results. All right. Here you would put in your contact information, your website. Definitely want to link your website here. I like having updates. Now, this is an important step because you will receive a postcard in the mail. You know, there are a lot of different ways that Google verifies things. A lot of them are a pain in the butt, but you're lucky if you can do the postcard verification. So here you would put in your address. So I've done that. Now it's going to want to verify. And so there are some different ways we can verify. So here we are in this kind of dummy account Google business profile setup. If you are actually doing this, it's going to want to verify your actual information either by sending you a code, that postcard. Here it's asking for the verification code, but I didn't use my real numbers for it because it's just a dummy account here. So just be aware of that, though, that you will need to verify the account potentially several ways because Google wants to make sure that it's serving up accurate information about real businesses that actually exist in that area. So be as accurate as you can when you're setting up your actual account. Now that we are here, we are going to want to choose any of the categories that are going to be relevant to the services that you in particular are offering. Now, again, I do recommend choosing at least one main niche and leading into that, not trying to be all things to all people. And that's going to help you with your pricing down the road, with specificity, with those search results, as well as word of mouth. Again, if you're trying to do pet rescue, cell tower inspections, roof inspections, real estate, FPV fly-throughs, like if you're all over the place, you're going to be that jack of all trades, master of none. So do try to lean into at least one, maybe two complementary niches here. That's my advice. That's where I would start at least. So let's take a look here at the different categories. So we've already got that aerial photographer. And the category selection is not super robust. So don't worry if you can't get your exact niche here because there are some other workarounds where we can add that to the profile later. But for example, we can also add video editing service if that is what you want to do. Here we'll do your description. And frankly, I would go to ChatGPT for this. Say, this is who I serve, how I serve them. Please write a optimized description for Google Business Profile. And then just pop it in here. You can let them know it's 750 characters. That's going to save you a lot of time. You could add your opening date. If you have a chat widget, which we'll talk about later, you can add that. Your website, social profiles. The more we link here, the more we fill out, the better off we're going to be. Here it says there's no location, just deliveries and home services only. You could add your hours if you do have specific hours. So a lot more we can get done here. And now we do want to go through and edit services and products. So if we start with products, these are like the packages that you could offer. If you're doing the real estate FPV, if you're doing roof inspections, creating the different products with pricing so that you are showing up for those searches. Then the actual services, this is where you can get pretty robust with your keywords and go through, add each service, for example, we'll say residential, real estate, photography. Here you could put your price if you want. And again, go to ChatGPT, ask them to write an optimized description for your area so that you've got everything primed for SEO. Again, our ultimate goal is to get you to show up in that Google 3-pack. Adding photos is really important. So adding at least a couple to get this ball rolling, so to speak. We'll talk more about adding photos regularly a little bit down the road. And a pro tip for that, just a sneak peek, is you do want to be posting something weekly because we want Google to know that you are adding fresh content. You're an active local business. You're someone they can serve up on a silver platter to people who are searching for your services as someone who is relevant, consistent, and, somebody that is trustworthy. So that's how you build that trust with Google, is by posting regularly. Now that we've got that done, we've got about half the game covered. Next, I'll show you how to link it to a website that makes you look 10 times more professional. So if you already have a website, wonderful. But if you don't, you're definitely going to want to see this because I've got some really quick launching sites that are going to save you some time to get up, active, and looking like the pro to choose. So if you click the link below this video, it's going to take you to a screen like this. I've built something called a snapshot on this platform called Go High Level. Go High Level is an all-in-one CRM, pipeline management, invoicing, email marketing, social media management, anything pretty much under the sun you need to run your business, all in one place. A snapshot is a collection of assets that I've built. So when you use that link to sign up, and that is an affiliate link, so I get a small payout if you choose to use it, you get access to all of those assets already loaded directly into your account right off the bat. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So from the screen, you would get that 14-day free trial, so you can check it out, and you'd be signing up through Go High Level. So now that you are logged in, you will be seeing the assets that I'm going to be walking you through here in the actual master account. Here, it'll show Launchpad. This is a place where you can connect any apps, your Google business profile. You can connect in the chat with Facebook if you're doing kind of advertising or posting in groups there, asking people to reach out to you, etc. If you are doing email marketing, if you are starting these conversations on Instagram or Facebook, all of that can be put in this one interface. So all of those conversations come together. So you're not having to check Facebook, the Google profile chat, your email inbox, like all of it's consolidated, really keeps it easy to respond to people quickly. And there's some automations we can also put in place to get back to people immediately. Calendars. So if you are encouraging people to get in on your calendar as for estimates or actually booking their own jobs, you can have availability here. There you would be able to see any appointments that are made. Contacts. Here you can keep track of all of your prospects. You can tag them based on the stage of your pipeline they are in, or different interests. If they're a realtor, you could tag as such. If it's a roofing, tag that differently. So later when you're doing emailing, you can make sure to only send to people who are the realtors. If you're sending out a promo for doing that versus some sort of other offer targeted to a different audience. So really helpful way to keep your outreach specific and targeted. Opportunities. So this is really helpful. I used to pay $100 a month just for something called Pipedrive, which kept track of all opportunities. And you can use this not only for your prospects, but also for delivering jobs. So here are a couple different pipelines. You could go from new lead, hot lead, called, send contract. So you can visually see where people are and who you might need to follow up with. So nobody's slipping through the cracks. You could also use it for what you've created for them. If you still need to edit the job, deliver it, send the invoice. Again, visually tracking where things are so nothing's getting missed. You can link Stripe or any other payment platforms here so that you can integrate your payment gateway and send invoices. You can create documents and contracts. Okay, here's where you connect your different social platforms so that you can stay on top of things, schedule different posts, all from one place, so that again, you're putting as much of this on autopilot as you possibly can. We can create different automations to follow up with people. So for example, if they came in as a new lead, you've got a whole setup to be nurturing them, to build your own know, like, and trust, send them those emails. You could even shoot them a text. You can make this as complicated or simple as you want. And I know it's a little overwhelming right now, but let me tell you, once you get started, it's very simple. It makes a lot more sense. And Go High Level has free support where you can actually get on with an agent one-on-one and they can walk you through all these different things. So if you get stuck, you got a resource right there. Now, this is probably what you've been waiting for, the sites. So here we have some pre-made sites. For example, if you did want to do construction progression, we got you. You can go through and tailor this to your area, your services, your logo, etc. And this also offers some other sub-niches, such as the thermal mapping, a local drone services site. And again, you can play around with these, change whatever you like. But again, this is just trying to help you launch as quickly as you can and look professional. Different templates and different levels of complexity. So just depending on whatever makes sense for what you're looking for right now, you can get rolling fast. And if you did want to do local ads to try to bring in clients, for example, here is funnel where you can put your offer, customize with your logo, add your form, and kind of build out from there. Let's see, media storage, so you can add to your photos, your logo, so everything's super ready to go. There are already some images in here, so you can, again, make that as robust as you want. Now, there's a lot more I could dive into, but I wanted to I know that was drinking from a fire hose, show you, though, the power of this all-in-one platform. So if you wanted to test it out, you see what you get just by giving it that free trial. All right, shall we move on? Now, you just covered a lot of ground, but having a website doesn't mean that people are going to see you quite yet. This next step is going to help you be found by local SEO. So let's talk about getting those citations for local SEO. Google needs to see your business information everywhere. It has to look the same everywhere. Same name, same address, same phone number, also all written consistently. For example, if you're on 123 Alphabet Drive, you can't have it say drive one place and dr dot another. That confuses Google. It looks at that as two different places. It doesn't want to give people who are searching for your services a business that has two different places and doesn't make sense. So it's going to actually hurt your rankings. So going through and claiming your listing and getting cited correctly is a really crucial part of your SEO. So having your business listed with the same name, address, and phone number on different sites is called citations, and those are what boost your rankings. You can start for free by posting your business on places like Yelp, the Yellow Pages, Google Business Profile, or you can use a paid service to blast out 50 to 100 citations in one go, which is actually what I would recommend. And I'll have a link below to a service called Merchant, which helps not only with that optimization of your Google Business Profile, but also you can go through and claim citations. You got to be careful here because some places where you can do citations kind of rent them to you. So once you stop paying monthly, it goes through and takes them all back out again. Obviously, we don't want that. We want to pay for that service, get it done, and then have it just be done, right? And that is something that Merchant does. Here's an example of what claiming your website or your citations through Merchant looks like. So if you start with Merchant, it'll take you here. You can start that $1 trial. And then Page is how you can manage your Google Business Profile. And here's what it looks like when you're managing citations. So, for example, it's submitted to Yelp, Google, all of these different places. And it's gone through and made sure that the name, address, and phone number appear exactly the same to, again, be boosting the reliability signal to Google. So this is where you can get it all done in one place, get her rolling. Okay, so now that Google trusts you, let's make sure that customers can find you on local social media and actually engage. Social media is your portfolio in motion. Clients will check here to see if you're active. So don't worry about the vanity metrics, if people are liking or commenting on your posts. Part of this is also sending signals to Google that you're active and, a real business in the area. But you'd be surprised by how many people might lurk without actually engaging until they're ready to say yes. Again, this is all part of building that know, like, trust. So you want to begin by creating a Facebook business profile with your logo, service areas, services, and a cover photo. If you've never created a page before, all you do is click on these 9 boxes next to your profile photo, go down to page and create a page. So we could call this, we'll start here, you can do your bio if you want, and then click to create the page. Once you've got this up, you'll want to link your Google Business Profile to it. That would be in the About section. Upload 3 to 5 initial posts. You could do a behind the scenes, an about you, a feature of a recent job. Then you'll want to do the same process for Instagram and link them together. And of course, a pro tip is to use a scheduler so you don't have to do all this manually. And again, that's something you can do through the Go High Level. Now, here's where we're going to tie all of this together and show you how it can actually be booking clients for you while you're out flying. This is where most drone pilots fall short. They get the profile, the website, the socials, but no system to handle the leads. My Go High Level Drone Business Snapshot helps you solve all of this. You've got that central inbox for leads, whether they're coming from, email or Facebook or other sources. You can set up that automated follow-up so no leads fall through the cracks. A booking calendar so clients can see your availability and book instantly. Review request automation so you get those 5-star reviews on autopilot. Building your social proof, pre-built landing page, email templates, and social post ideas. And again, the best part, you can try it free for 14 days. Get that whole system ready to go, and Go High Level can actually walk you through step by step to make sure it's dialed in. Now, once your system is live, your job is to keep feeding it. Post to Google Business Profile weekly, or you can use Page through Merchant to do that for you. Add new portfolio shots monthly. Ask every client for a review and send them that review follow-up request. And you can run a small paid ad to your booking page to fill up slow weeks. The more consistent you are, the more your results are going to snowball. That's it. You now have the full blueprint and all of the tools to go to just starting out to fully booked as a drone pilot. If you want to skip the tech headaches and get the whole system in place, just click below to get the drone business set up through the Go High Level Snapshot. Please hit like if you found this to be useful. Subscribe for more drone business tips, and I'll see you in the next one.